And coming to you live on talkSPORT from the Alexandra Palace, London.
That's John McDonald, our
and
MC
now,
up there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the players. Taking part in his 9th World Championship, looking for his 2nd World Championship semi-final. Ladies and gentlemen,
one is through, the other one is facing the 3-time champ.
Of 157 PDC titles worldwide, a 7-time Premier League champion. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the 3-time champion of the world, Michael.
See, I can take or leave Seven Nation Army. It's those 4 notes from Shine On You Crazy Diamond that get me every time. Wow. Good old David Gilmour, what a genius. And what a genius with the tungsten Michael van Gerwen is. Actually, Paul Nicholson alongside me, Ian Danter here in the commentary box, has been doing a bit of number crunching on MVG, which we might save for finals night should the Green Machine make it all the way to Friday evening's 13-set final. First things first, though, he's got to get past Callan Rydz. I think he's 4-2 up in the head-to-head. They met in March at Players' Championship 6. And MVG beat Rydz that day 6-0. He bageled the Riot that day. But it's a different Callan Rydz. A few months can do for a dart player's demeanour and indeed standing in the world rankings. So a few practice starts before we get underway. Our 2nd quarter-final of the afternoon. Already we've seen Chris Dobie go through, taking out double 18 to edge past Gerwin Price 5-3. Now we'll see whether Dobie's pal, I assume they would have had a practice session together yesterday at the hotel. I think they said they were planning on doing that. Callan Rydz up against the mighty Michael van Gerwen, who's looked in reasonable nick in this tournament, showed some flashes of the 3-time world champion we all know.
Yeah, I think Chris Mason put it perfectly at the top of the show. He's getting better with every game. And in his last performance against Jeffrey de Graaf, someone who he knows extremely well, he averaged nearly 102. So if he is getting better and he is sustaining the reliability, Callan Rydz might need another big performance. He took out Dimitri Vandenberg with over 105 in the last 16. And when he beat Romeo Gerbevats in round 1, he established 107.06 in winning 3-0. This is a fascinating contest.
And MVG gets things going with 2 140s. The Riot, whose throw is now back to the pace that it was before he decided to slow down his delivery from dart 1 to 3. Back to the Rydz, who was throwing that way when he reached the quarterfinals of the match play a couple of years ago. But MVG already down to a finish. But here comes the first maximum from the Riot. And he gets down to a finish too.
Yeah, 164 for the number 3 seed Van Gerwen. First 3 darts of the leg were very good. As for those 3, trebleless to leave 104. Rydz is not going to take it 134. And you will hear on talkSPORT 2, very little time between each shot.
Yeah, it's going to be a proper rat-a-tat game, this. 16 for double top is just over the top from Michael van Gerwen. So Rydz has got a 2-dart kill here, potentially 78, the outshot.
Treble 18, the first target, gets a small 18. Big 20 for tops, and an ideal start on the finishing for Callan Rydz. 15-dart break. Looks pretty comfortable up there. Well, it's not his first time to a quarter-final. He was, at this stage, in 2022. And what everybody should take note of is that in that event, Peter Wright was amazing. The person who got closest to him in that tournament, Callan Rydz. Callan was the only person to take Peter Wright to a deciding set, and it was in the quarter-final where Rydz lost 5-4. He walked away with £50,000 for his trouble. Everybody thought at that point that maybe more was going to come from Callan. It didn't quite do that. He has become a winner since then, 3 times on the Pro Tour. But Rydz is probably more equipped for this than he was before.
95. And he's handily placed in this second leg. He's down to a 170 finish with Van Gerwen back on 3-4-6 less this visit.
96. Callan, you acquire
so 6 darts for 170 for Rydz to go 2-0 up in this first set. He's got the 1 treble 20, can't land the second to leave Bull.
98.
So 98 will have to do for the Riot. MVG, who has had his throw
96.
assessed time and again by our colleague Chris Mason about where it's going, how it's modified since the mega title winning days.
52.
As Rydz misses tops, 154, an outside shot for a break back for MVG.
Still on, 60 hit, gets another double 17. That is wonderful. He was right on the cusp of losing that second leg of the contest. And Van Gerwen, his first finish of this quarter-final is a 154 to make it 1 leg all. Astonishing, and that looked really good.
Didn't it just?
97.
This muscle memory throw, I'm always amazed by those with the muscle memory throws who just do the calculations on the fly and hit the darts in the centre of the bed every single time, just like with that double 17 that MVG pinned there for 1-1.
You just got to get your arm in tune with your rhythm. That's what Michael's throw has always been about, even when he won the World Masters. And you know, they were talking about Littler at 17 and 16. Well, Van Gerwen won the World Masters at 17. That was quite a while ago, because Van Gerwen's in his mid-30s now. 222 Rydz, and after his second maximum 96 of the contest, 96 from Van Gerwen to be 10 ahead.
Hugh Ware, you can hear calling out the scores, our match referee.
96.
And as that 96 for Rydz, 1-2-6 finish. MVG trying to get down to a finish of his own, and he will. Brilliant pick of treble 19. 136 will take him down to 76 to hold throw, but Rydz can break again, and he's got treble 19 twice for double 6, and he's just to the right of it.
And after having a dart for 2-0, Rydz might be 2-1 down. Van Gerwen, treble 20 right in the middle, double 8, misses it left, and then misses it right. 2 bad darts at double 8 there for Michael. And Rydz is on the other side of the board, the 3 o'clock position on the board, double 6.
And only needs the 1 further dart. 3 breaks in a row in this first set. You're listening to coverage of the PDC World Darts Championship on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Find rooms for as little as £49 in the Big Village sale at villagehotels.com. Ian Danter and Paul Nicholson with you. Had a nice message from Chris McCausland this morning, our good friend, Strictly winner. Really appreciating the coverage that we bring you for darts on the radio. He's a big fan, and I don't think you're going to get a better endorsement than off Chris McCausland right now for anything.
Yeah, absolutely not. Oh, great guy. Listening to these great players
96.
looking to win what they've actually won already again, because you get £50,000 for getting to the quarters. This is a £50,000 match.
140.
Normal for Van Gerwen to play these kind of games over the last 10 years. But for Rydz, it's only the second time in his career he's played for that much money.
So that's in his head?
I don't think it is, actually. I think the fact that he's already won 50 means that, you know, it's not about the money anymore. It's about playing against Chris. That's what he wants.
Well, he's pretty much, with the 50 grand he's earned here, if we're talking about calendar year, He only earned 76,000, I think, in the whole of 2024, Callan Rydz, which is way down on his earnings the year previous. Now, 115 to win the set. He's got double top for the set. He's just underneath. He had to move to his right. So for 2-2, MVG to break again. Wants tops, just over the top. Great marker, and uses it to his advantage. And we're going to a deciding leg where MVG has the darts. 2-2.
Well, this is a set that Rydz could have won already. Easy to say that because he had a set dart for that 115. But Rydz has had a dart to win every leg. Michael hasn't.
134.
Lovely pick-off of 619s down at the bottom of the board from MVG. Rydz readjusting from a treble one start. 83 will have to do, but Van Gerwen in control of this deciding leg, the number 3 seed.
I think Michael looks really good here. He looks ready, focused, calm, averaging 99. Rydz 100 in this first set. It's got the makings of a very deep, competitive game. But 180s like that will help. That's his third of the set. Rydz on 238 after 6. Van Gerwen 310. Looking for a 140 plus to get to a finish. It might be more than 140. It's his first max.
And the booyah emerges for the first time from MVG, but back comes Rydz from 238. Oh, very wayward third dart. He wobbled in the air. So Van Gerwen for the set, 130. Treble 20 hit, another one would leave double 5 for the set. Oh, he's already taken out 154. Now Callan's got a chance for the set. This has been nip and tuck. Brilliant stuff.
Great first set. Rydz missed 115 for the set. Can he take 113 for the set? Single 19, gets a treble 18, tops. He's now at 2 darts for the set in 2 different legs, and Van Gerwen's back for double 5.
Steadies himself and pins double 5 for a 13 dart hold. The first hold of the set earns the set for the highest ranked player left in the PDC World Darts Championship. Michael Van Gerwen, the number 3 seed, leads Callan Rydz by a set to 0. Set 2 on the way next here on talkSPORT 2. Alexandra Palace, where Michael van Gerwen has won the first set against Callan Rydz. 4 breaks to throw, and then van Gerwen held in the deciding leg. Chris Dobey already through this afternoon. You heard it live on talkSPORT 2 as the Geordie edged out Gerwin Price 5-3. And the winner of this game that's underway will face Dobey in the semi-finals. They're just about to start taking you around the grounds on talkSPORT with Adrian Durham, and a busy day in the EFL. There's already been some lunchtime games that have been completed in the Championship. Managerless Plymouth got a late equaliser for a 2-2 draw with Bristol City. Another good performance from QPR, 3-1 win over Watford, whose away form is nowhere near as good as their home form. And a 3rd successive win for Gary Rowett, the new Oxford United manager. This one at his former club Millwall. They won by a 1-0. Ruben Rodriguez with the only goal of the game at the Den. And they're about to get underway with all the 3 o'clocks. One Premier League game later today. Brentford against Arsenal at tea time. 1 or 2 games have bitten the dust because of the heavy rain we've had overnight. Crawley, Charlton and Wigan Huddersfield in League One are off. All other games appear to be on for the time being. And this game is game on. Paul Nicholson, Michael van Gerwen. You were looking at his quarter-final record in the past and his recent exits, and there's a significant stat that may have a bearing on this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think Michael's career in quarterfinals is amazing.
140.
He won his first 7, beating the likes of Adrian Lewis, Mark Webster, Raymond van Barneveld in a ridiculous game. Beat Ryan Joyce in 2019, fellow Geordie of Callan Rydz. But Michael has lost 2 of his last 3 quarterfinals.
55.
Against Dave Chisnell in 2021, where Chisnell did him 5-0. I mean, that was a career performance from Chizzy. Scott Williams beat him last year. But if you look at those 2 losses from the last 3 attempts, Michael lost the first set. So this is a better sign for Michael that he's won the first set in this contest. But Rydz has come back from the break very, very buoyantly.
1-7-1 pin by Rydz, just then 3 treble 19s, which leaves him on a finish of 1-3-5. He has the darts. 1:10 left. Treble 20 leaves the bull again, and he's got it. Well, we started the first set with a ton plus checkout from MBG. That was 1-5-4. Rydz just responds with a 1-3-5.
That was sweet as a nut, that one. 25 at the top. Then he hits the 60 and clatters into his own dart to hit the bullseye. That was wonderful.
And I don't think we've had a leg less than 15 darts to win it so far in this match. We've had 15s, 14s and 13s throughout, Nico.
That's what you expect at this time of the tournament.
Well, I guess so, but it's nice to see nonetheless.
Absolutely, and the rhythm of this game suits both of them. They're going to get on with it. There's no massive celebrations as Rydz has 5 perfect darts, not quite 6.
A reminder that a 9-darter means an awful lot, not just to the player, not just to Prostate Cancer UK, but also to a random member of this audience, Alexandra Palace. All 3 of those elements will benefit to the tune of £60,000 if a 9-darter goes in today.
100.
I think other tournaments are going to take note of this, you know. Crowd participation, just offer them a big sum of money if something happens.
96.
Well, we've already seen 775 plus 180 scored, so that's £750,000 plus for Prostate Cancer UK already, as Rydz takes out a 12-darter against the throw, pinning double 13, and he's 2-0 up and looking to get himself straight back level.
1-3-5 on the bull, 12-darter in the first leg. Then he takes out 81 on double 13 after a treble 12 to take another 12. This is a hot set, but it's a set that isn't over yet. Got to keep your foot down, Callan. 2-0 in set 2. Van Gerwen took the first set by 3 legs to 2. This has got all the makings of a really good match.
91.
Averaging 118 at the minute, Rydz, in this second set.
And he's already had a completed set in this tournament of 118. One of the best of the tournament.
Well, he's trying to get down from 320. Comes downstairs to treble 19. Picks off 4 19s in that visit. So he's got the potential to be broken back here if Van Gerwen can find a treble. 99 scored, so he's down at 190, Van Gerwen. Rydz should still therefore get a first look at a finish, and he will with this. Maximum number 5. Pinned away there, and he's on for another 15 darter, or even a 14.
This is astonishing. He's come out and basically said to Michael, you're not going to have it all your own way, you know.
136.
44
Callan, you require
for a
44.
5-visit leg to end this set in no time.
12 for double 16, inside double 16, double 8 for the set. Oh, he's
36.
inside.
Michael, you require 54.
Well, we could still have another leg that's 15 darts or less, because 54 is required by MVG. Tops, wires it on the outside, and he's too far inside. And Rydz is back in for double 4, Nico.
2 o'clock position, clips the wire on the wrong side. Second dart, imminent, and in. What a great set from Rydz. Averaged 110 in that one. It's very much game on now, and that brought a smile to Rydz's face. MVG leaves the stage, trudging away, understanding that this could be very difficult. Lots of possibilities as we have 2 sets coming up after the break. Keep it talkSPORT 2. Darts on the radio for 2025 is just getting started, but it's 1 set all between Van Gerwen and Rydz.
A reminder, you got a choice of listening this afternoon across the talkSPORT network. You got the app. It's dead easy. Just swipe away, as Paul Nicholson alongside me would say. Left and right, so you can choose between actually not just talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2, but Times Radio, the Virgin group of stations, But in terms of sport, Adrian Durham taking you around the grounds at the moment over on talkSPORT. Busy day in the EFL in the Championship, League 1 and League 2. And the first goal has gone in the 3 o'clock kickoffs in League 2. Accrington 0, Grimsby 1. Kieran Green has put the Mariners in front at the Wham Stadium. All the other games so far in 3 o'clock are goalless. And Adrian's taking around the grounds with help from the likes of Perry Groves, who's at Portsmouth today, who are taking on Swansea. Here on talkSPORT 2, we are at the PDC World Darts Championship at Ali Pali. Quarter-final day. This is the hot ticket. This is the ticket. If you can get a double session ticket for today, that is the Willy Wonka golden ticket for this PDC Championship.
Absolutely. We think, as darts pundits, analysts, experts, whatever you want to call us, but as darts fans, this is the day you want to be here. It's great to see the final and see the trophy hoisted, but the thing is, this is the first day of the tournament where the winner is in the building.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. If you've got the double session ticket, you're going to see the winner. You don't know who it's going to be because there are only 7 players left now. But if you get your teeth into Dobie against Price and then Rydz against Van Gerwen, when that session's over, you've still got Bunting and Wright to come. And then Littler later as well. My word, what a day.
And we bring you the evening session tonight as well from 7 o'clock here on talkSPORT 2. So, if you're just tuning in, Michael Van Gerwen and Callan Rydz are 1 set apiece.
96.
Van Gerwen took the first. Rydz just equalised with an average of around about 110 for the second set. It's a race to 5 sets to get through to the semi-final, so best of 9. And Van Gerwen has the darts once more as we start set 3.
96.
They've played roughly the same amount of sets in this tournament as well. They'll be feeling very fresh ahead of today. That's a 180 for Rydz. Number 6. He's bossing the maximums right now, that's for sure. But I think what the PDC do right now is genius. They've done this whole thing over the years where sometimes the final's on New Year's Day, sometimes it's on January the 3rd. Now it's definitely on January 3rd. Because now it's going to be quarterfinals on the 1st, semis on the 2nd, final on the 3rd. And everybody gets New Year's off so they can get ready for the 3-day push.
96.
7 180s for Callan Rydz to Michael Van Gerwen's 1 so far. And he wants 111 to break. Treble 19, single 14 and tops for another ton plus checkout. Callan Rydz gets the 3rd set off to the best possible start, picking up from where he left off at the end of set 2.
Very easy for us to sit and say this, Dance, but Rydz has never played this consistently in any major tournament he's ever taken part of. In this event, big average, lesser average. Big average, lesser average. This is big. This is just like the Gerbevats game and the Schindler game. Or should I, the Dimitri game, I do beg your pardon.
Yeah.
He is up at that 107 mark again.
And remember, Dimitri labelled Callan Rydz as stable. That was the word he used. Well, there's certainly a lot of stability about these performances here.
Can I be honest about that statement? Go on. He's got a cheek. He's about as stable as a 3-legged chess table.
MVG just missing out on a maximum. There's goals going in elsewhere in the Championship. Cardiff lead Coventry by a goal to 0. Haven't won for ages, but Alex Robertson's just given them the lead. And in League 2, Birmingham will 1-up at Stockport. Alfie May has put them 1-up. Burton 1, Peterborough 0. Sorry, Adrian Durham. The Brewers lead through Chalk at the Pirelli, and Leyton Orient are 1-0 up at Bristol Rovers. That will please the PDC's chief executive, Matt Porter, whilst Rydz wants tops for 2-0. And he's just underneath, so MVG with a chance to break back.
To equalise in this 3rd set, he needs 80. 2 single 20s are good, 1 low, 1 high. Now, a little higher for tops from the angle. And clatters into his 2nd dart. And when you hit that dart, it never hits tops. Rydz for double 10 to go 2-0 up in set 3. Misses it left, so double 5. Goes low, and that's what you can't do with a dart in hand. He busts the score And Van Gerwen gets a reprieve. Now he's on double 10.
And that's more like it from the champion. So one apiece and a break apiece again. We're actually running the same pattern we were from the first set when MVG had the darts, when we had 4 breaks in a row. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Derby 0. Latest score in the championship. It's Barry Bannon scoring again. Scored a cracker at Derby in the reverse fixture a few weeks ago.
Our colleague Chris Murphy, who was here with us on talkSPORT 2 during this tournament, he's a Sheffield Wednesday fan, and he said over Christmas, I'm not really sure what Sheffield Wednesday would be without Bannon.
Happy New Year to you, Murph, if you're listening. And to all of you. I've not said Happy New Year to our dear listeners yet. Thank you for sticking with talkSPORT 2 and with darts on the radio. And thank you to all those of you that have liked and subscribed our talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. We've got watch-alongs happening right now. Brilliant interview content. Our latest interview with Chris Dobey will be popping up on there before too long, along with our live commentaries. That's all thanks to the new Top Trumps Darts Legends game that you can try out. Now, leg 3, it's 1 set all, 1 leg all. And Van Gerwen is down to a finish of 1-1-2. But again, Rydz can pressurise the throw and try and exercise a break here. Down to 76.
112 for Michael, the number 3 seed in this tournament. If he wins this match, he'll be back to a provisional second. On tops this time again. It's the overcorrection. The last time he was checked out in leg 2, he was low. This time drastically high by an inch. And Rydz has got 76 to make him pay. That's a small one. Gets to 25 and a marker for the bullseye.
51.
Oh, so close. Just misses it low and left. So he has 25 and Van Gerwen's got 3 at tops. Does he need them all? He needs dart 2 at double 10 and dart 3 at double 5.
30.
Now, Michael Van Gerwen to me, Dance, in set 3 looks flat. I wonder if he's waiting for that second wind to kick in.
So 25 for Rydz, goes 17 for double 4. That's his route. He'd never really used his 9 for double 8. Certainly didn't in his last match. But he's missed double 4 inside. Another chance for Van Gerwen.
Key point in this match. Leg 3 of set 3. Double 5 and Michael is ahead. Both looking a little flat at this point because of missed darts at double. But I think this is a key point in the match for Callan Rydz, who's had that high set in set 2.
41.
How he manages disappointment in this game is crucial, because if that becomes something he can't manage, he loses, because Michael's experience will. We know that Michael can handle disappointment and move on. That is a question over Rydz. He's answered it in the tournament. Can he manage that again in this game, because it's not going to be a cakewalk.
Well, he's just picked off 619s very nicely on the cover. Barnsley 1, Wrexham 0 in League 1. And Accrington equalise against Grimsby in League 2.
95.
Short back in Callan Rydz is a little note we've just seen held up on one of the cards with regard to Callan's distinctive
96.
hairstyle that the Ali Pali Wasps decided to make its home for a couple of minutes in the last round.
That's a fabulous 180 card, probably the best one of the tour.
98.
Callan knows that his hairstyle has been part of a debate, and we've told him he needs to maybe get it cut off, but he is who he is.
96.
He wants to keep it, and I suppose it keeps the hairspray industry in cooking, that's for sure.
Oh, the ozone layer might be in threat again. I thought it had closed up. Treble 19, 6 of those to leave himself on a finish of double 8, but Van Gerwen for the set wants 20 for double top. 1 dart at tops. Oh, and he's just wired it. So close for MVG.
This is one of those make him pay moments. Van Gerwen's missed a shot for the set, and Rydz is on 8s to make it 2-2.
There it is. But Van Gerwen can serve out the set here. We play this in the next set before the next comfort break. So they're going to stay out there after this set for what comes next. Oh, again, he's picking out the treble 19s nicely on the cover, is Callan Rydz.
Well, when Van Gerwen's playing his best darts, he is very good in that department. It's only his second maximum, but when he's slightly off the top, his treble 19s have saved him probably more than any player in history. But they're both showing in this game that their treble 19s are tune if they need them. Michael's trying to get one here.
58.
Classic commentator's curse. He goes for treble 19s and gets 2 singles. But it does leave him on 1-2-4.
But here we are in set 3, and we've only got 12 trebleless visits between the two of them so far.
59.
Make that 13 as Callan Rydz pops in a 59 visit. Treble 18 for Bull was the attempt from Van Gerwen, and he didn't need to because Rydz is back on a finish he can't take at 2.08. Put a big hole in it perhaps here. 81 scored.
That should have been more. His first start was priming the top of the 60, and he only walks away with 81 to leave 1-2-7 Rydz in the last leg of the third set. Might not make any difference as Van Gerwen takes out 68 with 60 and double 4. He was the only person who had set darts in set 3, and he deserved to win it. So it's 2-1 to Michael Van Gerwen, and he's 3 sets away from the semi-finals, where he has been plenty of times before. 8 times in the semi-finals, and he's been to 6 finals. Won 3, lost 3. He's lost his last 2 finals. But this is really good experience here from Van Gerwen. There's no comfort break, but he's taking a timeout. Just for 10 seconds or so, quick sip of water, now back to business.
Rydz with the darts at the start of set 4.
96.
And it's only 4 points between them after 6 darts apiece. Lovely first dart again from Rydz, trying to follow it in. Now readjust to make 140 in the end. So he's just keeping ahead of MVG. Kiss today, have you noticed? Gene, Ace, Paul and Peter have turned up.
Yeah, you pointed them out to me.
Yeah. Sitting in the middle of the front block. Not convinced about the makeup work. It's, you know, needs a bit of touching up, in my opinion.
I was just looking to see if Chris Dobie was down there supporting Callan. He's not quite there yet. He might have some more press to do. But Rydz is on 1-5-2 in the first leg here of the 4th set. Van Gerwen on 2-6-5, trying to use the 19s.
95.
Effective enough. Gets 5 of them to leave 170. Biggest finish of the match came from Michael on 1-5-4, but this is 1-5-2 for Rydz and misses the second treble. All he does is leave 52. Big fish time for Van Gerwen.
Well, he's got the first treble 20. Oh, and again, just like Rydz, the second one goes above by the barest of margins. So 20 for double 16 or 12 for tops. It's 12 for tops for Callan Rydz. And there's tops. 2 decent clutch finishes in a row, 1 from each player. And it's 1 leg to zip in this 4th set.
I tell you who is in the crowd today. Someone who's eagle-eyeing the Van Gerwen performance here is a guy called Lee Huxtable. He is one of the leading darts engineers on the planet. He's actually responsible, the man from South Wales, for making the board that's on the wall.
140.
He's responsible for making the wires as thin as they are and the playing surface as good and durable as it is.
45.
But he's also responsible for the constant engineering of Michael Van Gerwen's darts. And there's no person he's worked with closer over the years
97.
than Michael.
Yeah, you only have to go back. They had footage of Gary Anderson at the 2015 World Championship, so a decade ago, and you look at the board and the thickness of the wires, it's night and day to what you have now. The technology, God, it's moved on so much. Bristow would love to have played on a board like this.
Oh, absolutely. He might have done things like that. Another maximum, an 8 for Callan Rydz to leave 92, but Van Gerwen's already on 17. He's got a treble 18 and a double 8. That's clinical. Brilliant from Michael. It's 1-1 in set 4. This is a huge moment in this quarter-final, because whoever takes this 4th set is going to be feeling the superior player. If Rydz goes to 2-2 in sets, he'll feel like he can take Michael out. But if Van Gerwen does extend the lead to 3-1, is a demonic front runner.
I can think of very few players who are as good at front running than Michael Van Gerwen. Maybe Michael Smith in his pomp. He's not quite the same player at the moment, Bully Boy. We hope he makes a return. But here is MVG looking for his third maximum. Drops the third dart a little short. Whilst Rydz from 302 wisely going for the 18s and picking out 9 of them.
Well, call it what you want. Call it the Peter Wright skin saver from 2020 or the Rob Cross killer from the 2018 final. The last 6 darts were 162, 140. Rydz has got the 140. He's not going to take it out the Peter Wright way. But he is going to get the ton to lead tops. Take that out in his next visit. He'll be 2-1 up in the 4th.
MVG looking intense as always. Really smiles on the stage. Rydz also fairly impassive. Tops for him and only needs the 1 dart. So he leads again in set 4. 2 sets to 1 Van Gerwen, 2 legs to 1. Callan Rydz on talkSPORT 2.
This has got the makings of Nadal versus Federer on centre court. They're so evenly matched. 99 average Van Gerwen, 100 Rydz. Doubles percentages, mid to high 30s, which gives us enough misses just for drama. This is a really good game.
Just some goals going in elsewhere. Portsmouth leads Swansea 1-0. West Brom 1-up on Preston. In League One, Mansfield just taking the lead against Bolton. And MK Dons lead at Chesterfield. Swindon 1-0 up against Colchester. You're up to date. Remember, Adrian's taking you around the grounds over on talkSPORT with a busy day in the EFL. Busy day here at Ali Pali. Busiest day of all in some respects. Certainly one of the highest quality days you could get a ticket for. Quarterfinals. This is the second. The 2 this evening are both live on talkSPORT 2. Reminder that our semi-final and final coverage switches over to talkSPORT tomorrow evening and Friday evening from 7 p.m.
136 for Rydz to win the set by 3 legs to 1. Michael waiting on 112 is going to get a look at that now, but Rydz will be handily placed on tops after that 96 score.
Got the treble 20. 20 will leave double 16 for Van Gerwen, and he's just inside by a whisker.
Speaking of whiskers, Callan's got whiskers. And he's also got set 4. Now we've got a game on our hands. It's 2 sets all.
That was a really, really good, strong attack from Callan Rydz. And once again, he averages over 100 to win a set. Averaged close on 110 to win set 2. 104 to win set 4. Amaral square in a race to 5. Join us for the next couple of sets here live on your home of darts on the radio, talkSPORT 2, where it is in this quarter-final at the PDC World Darts. Michael Van Gerwen 2, Callan Rydz 2. Ali Pali is the place to be this, Wednesday afternoon. It's quarterfinals day of the PDC World Darts. Ian Danter and Paul the Asset Nicholson with you on commentary. 2 sets apiece between Michael van Gerwen, the 3-time world champion, and Callan Rydz, bidding to make a semi-final of the World Championships for the first time, which is what his mate from Bedlington just did a little earlier. Chris Dobie got the better of Gerwen Price by 5 sets to 3, averaging 95 to make his first semi-final at these championships. And it's hard to know where this game's going to go next, Nico.
Yeah, very difficult indeed. I think Rydz is playing the better darts, but he's doing so in response to Michael. Lost the first set, then averaged 110 in set 2. Lost set 3, then averaged 104 to win set 4. So he's responding really, really well to Michael holding his throw in the odd-numbered sets. Something's got to change, though, because if they go 4, Michael will have the darts and he will feel like the pattern of the game, if it stays this way, he will get it done in 9 sets. But this is a close one to call. We shouldn't forget that in set 1, Rydz did have a couple of darts to win that set.
Just throwing a few practice darts between them with stage, including our referee Hugh Ware, just making sure all is good and good to go for set 5. Just a reminder of this goals going in elsewhere. Barnsley 2-0 upon Wrexham now at Oakwell. Bradford lead at Barrow, that'll please Wills. Carlisle 1-0 up at Crewe. And Notts County are 1-0 up against the League 2 leaders Walsall at Meadow Lane. Adrian Durham and the team taking you around the grounds with goals as they go in the EFL. That's over on talkSPORT. Swipe left on the old talkSPORT app, and you can choose your poison, whether it's round the grounds football or whether it's live darts commentary with us here, Darts on the Radio.
Just before we get cracking in set 5, just a hat tip to all of the referees and the officials in this tournament. The referees especially spend a lot of time in their feet. It's a hard job, they're constantly under pressure. So Hugh Ware from Cardiff refereeing this match. We've had Charlie Corstefine, who's now a mainstay as part of the pool of referees, Kirk Bevins, and George Noble as well, who might be reffing in his last Worlds next year. That's the rumour, and he's been around for more than 30 years. Russ Bray has actually been in the building for this tournament, but he's been looking after all of the big wigs and the high ticket paying customers.
Just can't keep him away from the place, and why not? Now Michael van Gerwen starts the 5th set off in the best possible manner. Rydz trying to respond, but a bounce out from dart 2 means MVG has an early advantage.
I think the most positive thing about that 80 score for Rydz is that he didn't mope after the dart went on the floor. He just got on with it. This patience and this resilience he's showing mentally is so encouraging. Back he comes, gets the on 241, just 20 behind van Gerwen. Here we go.
Yep, it's warming up now.
140.
Good 140 from the green machine to get down to a potential 11 dart finish.
140.
Same goes for Callan Rydz, 101 actually, so he's down for a potential 12 darter. Now single 19 from van Gerwen, 62 left. Hit single 9, Nico.
That was a small 9, and that was a good inch short of the treble 12. That was a bad dart. Rydz can make him pay sitting on 40, but Rydz has got 101, and he's so wide of the treble 14 on dart 2 that it was to double 14, tops of van Gerwen.
Yep, gets that, and a little nod from MVG as that lands where it should. And he wins the first leg of this 5th set with the darts. So if it goes to a deciding set, or indeed if we get as far as a sudden death leg and it gets to 5-all in the 9th set, van Gerwen will have the nod with the darts.
I'm trying to think if van Gerwen has actually been to a last leg decider in a World Championship match since that semi-final with Rob Cross in 2018. That was about as dramatic a darts match as we've ever had. And I'm talking about the last 50 years.
And that just happened to be the first year of darts on the radio. So right from the get-go, we were spoiling you with some of the great stuff that's happened on this stage, on the Premier League stages, the match play, the World Cup. Don't forget, if you've got any questions or comments, Darts on the Radio is the hashtag that you can use on X. Any questions you got for Nico or Nicola, just use the hashtag Darts on the Radio, and we'll try and get to you.
That's a great 140 from Callan to leave 90. Van Gerwen want to extend his lead in this fifth set to 2-0 though. But he's so far away from that treble 17 bet, he will not be pleased with only 53 there to leave 68. Rydz on 90. Is it going to be bullseye? It's not. 18 followed by one double 18 and another. He's actually done what Michael does there. Have a little taste of your own medicine, Mike. 18 and two double 18s for 1-1 in the fifth. This game is setting this place alight right now. What a set this is.
High quality stuff, and another max from MVG. He's now averaging nearly 120 for this set, and he's on a 9. 5 perfect darts. Make that 6. The perfect leg is on for the green machine.
Off the top of my head, I can only think of one person who's got 2 9-darters at the Worlds, and that's Adrian Lewis. Oh, Barney has though. Has Michael. He might. 60 hit. Doesn't get the 57, and Callan in the background put his arms in the air as if to say, go on, Mike, show us that then. And he doesn't.
We've already had that from Luke Woodhouse, who celebrated Damon Hetter's 9-darter almost as much as Damo did. And he didn't earn a penny. So, double 16 for an 11-darter. Double 8 is the 12-dart outshot. So after all that, Van Gerwen cleans up the leg. And that's good, because there's countless examples of players on 9-darters who somehow contrived to lose the leg that they nearly hit a perfect leg in. Rydz starts this leg with the darts with a maximum of his own. 800 180 scores at these World Championships now.
Well, if Rydz stays in the tournament post today, like Littler, we're going to get a lot of maxes. We're not going to get another one right there. That would have set up a 9-dart chance for Rydz, but the lead in the leg is the most important thing. It's very, very big. Van Gerwen with a 134, leaves 310, but he's still 129 behind.
And Rydz is powering on. Triple and treble 13. What a to leave him on double 16, Nico.
Incredible. Oh, we're going to have a Desmond game. 2-2 in sets. 2-2 in legs if Rydz hits double 16. First dart, misses it left by a centimetre. Then the next one goes in for an 11 of his own. Finally poised, we're pretty much at the halfway point of the match if it goes all the way. And the way it's being played, it probably will.
96.
So MVG to try and hold, to go 3 sets to 2 in front. Starts with a 96. Rydz comes downstairs and picks off 6 19s. Nico to my left is just casually shaking his head in disbelief as what he's watching up there.
I've been to a quarter-final of a World Championship back in 2009. Boy, if it was me going up against these guys, I would have been finished already. They would have had me for breakfast.
85.
Just 85 for Rydz, so Van Gerwen's got his nose in front of this leg. He's already starting on the 19th from 271. Couldn't find a treble down there, but came back up and pinned a treble 20. But he's just outside of finish. Now Rydz from 282 hits a 140. That last dart was so important.
An absolute bulldozer for a last start to leave 142. I don't even know how he got that in there. 173 for Van Gerwen, and he's trebleless. It's only 43, but the critical thing is it's a makeable shot of 130 that Michael's left. Rydz's shot of 142 is way harder. Doesn't get the first treble 17, so has to try and clean up here. 25 followed by 20, leaves 80. It's all in the balance in the last leg of set 5.
Treble 20, double 5. for Van Gerwen. He's got the first treble and the second treble. Double five. Oh, he's wired it. So close on the outside. And he just looked to the heavens for a moment there, MVG. Doors open for Callan to win the set and go in front for the first time.
Through the door on 80 points. Single 20. But there's a dart in the way.
40.
And now they both had one dart at the top of the board to win the set. And Van Gerwen comes back because he had the darts at the start.
Double five. Oh, he's inside. He's going to go 3 for double one. He's left himself the madhouse. And it's a great outshot on double one from MVG. Really attacked it. Got his rewards. And he leads again. 3 sets to 2 against Callan Rydz in a race. Brilliant game of darts. Van Gerwen averaging 103 for that set, with a 106 average. Don't go anywhere, because anything could happen in the next half hour, as they used to say on Stingray. talkSPORT 2 with darts on the radio. Welcome back to Alexandra Palace. Already through to his first ever World Championship semi-final, beating Gerwen Price 5 sets to 3. And we're in the midst of another belter here. Ian Danter and Paul Nicholson with you on commentary. Van Gerwen, Michael Van Gerwen, the 3-time world champion, 3 sets to 2 up on another lad from the northeast, from the same town as Chris Dobey, Callan Rydz of Bedlington, who's been, largely speaking, Nico, matching MVG dart for dart, finish for finish. It is going with the darts in each set at the moment, and Rydz is about to get set 6 underway.
Yeah, this is a great game. Every set won with the throw, so the pressure's back on Rydz. If he loses set 6, he will have to win the remaining sets to make the semi-finals, just like Chris Dobey. But Rydz is averaging over 102, 43% in his doubles. This is a great performance. And he is going blow for blow with Michael. But I think he might be ruining the fact that he had one dart to win set 5. He had a couple to win set 1. He's got to hold again to get another chance to break Michael, who at the minute is about as breakable as a titanium school ruler.
Game on.
Well, go on then. Hard ruin, as Stewie used to say.
95.
So we're underway with Callan Rydz, starting with 95. You're listening to coverage of the PDC World Darts Championship
57.
on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Find rooms for as little as £49 in the big Village sale at villagehotels.com.
90.
And advantage of their fantastic facilities many a time here with the Darts on the Radio team when we've been up in Blackpool, for example, for the World Match Play, and we'll be back with you there again at the end of July for more Darts on the Radio.
Yeah, just to put into perspective what kind of a year Callan Rydz has had.
140.
Didn't even qualify for the match play. Didn't qualify for the Grand Prix. On the Pro Tour, it's been tumultuous, but he's been a different player in this event. And no matter what happens today, this really does set him up for 2025. But you don't want to walk away from this championship with a defeat. Imagine what it would do for his career if he won this thing.
140.
Well, pops in a 140 to get himself down to double 18 for a fairly routine hold of throw at the start of this set. MVG
96.
just gets himself down to a finish of 156, but it may be immaterial. 2 18s for Callan Rydz, taken out with one dart, and he takes the first leg of set number 6 without too much fuss.
Not at all. 13 darter, hold of throw, and it might be Van Gerwen thinking, how do I break this kid? He's only 26, Callan. Michael's in his mid-30s now. Michael's the vet. But Rydz actually got cracking in his career about 11 years ago when he was at the World Masters Boys Tournament. He made it to the final and lost to a Dutch boy called Colin Roelofs. His brother Owen's on the tour at the minute. Colin's in obscurity when it comes to darts, but he's trying to take out a different Dutchman now, arguably the best Dutch player ever.
Oh, lovely ball from Michael Van Gerwen to take himself down to a 145 finish. Rydz trying to come down from 221. Will be on a finish, and another 140 from Rydz. That's his 20th of the contest. 145 won't go for MVG, so Rydz with a chance to break.
93.
Not long after that routine holder throw in leg 1.
81.
Down for the 19s, first dart. Finds a small 19, 12s, gets 3 of them, double 13.
55.
Misses it this time.
Michael, you require 52.
So 20 for double 16 for Michael Van Gerwen. Single 20 hit. Inside double 16, next door double 8 pins that. And after that little minor threat that the leg might get taken away from him, it's one apiece.
Interesting self-talk there from Van Gerwen. When he hit that double 8, he said, "Come on, Mikey." Now, a lot of dart players chastise themselves when they do bad things and they, what I call, first name themselves. So let's say if Van Gerwen had missed that, he said, "Oh, Michael." That's negative self-talk. But what Michael is, he says his name in his celebrations. He's trying to fluff his own pillow, especially right now. 4 perfect darts is all we're going to get right there, but it's a really good blitz here from 184 on the Rydz throw. It was back at the Oki now on 261. Man from Bedlington is 45. Under pressure now.
Yep. Big chance for Van Gerwen to break here from 184, less this visit. He's going to score at least a ton. Make that 140. Brilliant from MVG.
Yes, it is brilliant. 44 after 9 is brilliant. But the fact that he has plateaued at around about 101 average for the last 2 matches means he's in. Is he getting leg 3 with a 44? Check out. It's incredible. It's an 11 dart break. And Michael Van Gerwen is within 1 leg of a 4-2 lead on talkSPORT 2. For the first time in this match, Callan Rydz is in trouble.
And MVG found a perfect first dart, ended up having to come downstairs to treble 19. The second dart sort of blocked that treble 20 bed. Rydz trying to respond, and responds with maximum number 12, double the amount that his opponents put in. But back comes the three-time world champion.
137.
What happens on visit 2 for Rydz here? Started with a max. He's not in again. His cover's got to come. Not going to at all. It's a big 3 and a big 7. And Van Gerwen is sitting on 227 with the throw. This looks perilous for Rydz.
57.
And then a trebleless visit suddenly popped in by Van Gerwen. So Rydz finds the red bit once again, just deflects into treble 5,
80.
and another deflection into single 5.
170.
Does him no favours. 170 for the set for Van Gerwen, won't go. But that's a lovely cover on treble 19 twice.
134.
That's tremendous. The level of play in this set from Van Gerwen's been so consistent. But a 171 from Rydz on the 19s, just in case.
Double 18 for the set. Van Gerwen only needed that one dart, and a 108 average in set 6 puts Michael Van Gerwen one set away from yet another PDC World Championship semi-final.
Absolutely immense set. If you think about the fact that Rydz had the darts, he averaged 108. But Van Gerwen limited the chances that Rydz had. This is amazing. This is vintage Van Gerwen. Where's this been this season?
Yeah, without a major ranking title to his name at the moment. And now Rydz body language starting to drop a little. He's just had a bounce out there. Whilst a 4th and a 5th perfect dart goes in. A 6th for Van Gerwen. 9 darters on.
He looks relaxed. He looks focused. He's in his bubble.
100.
He hasn't hit one of these on this stage for a long time. It's been 12 years. He'll have to keep waiting. Treble 5 doesn't help him.
92.
Again, he doesn't care. He's down to a 49 checkout for an 11 dart hold of throw.
140. Michael, you require 49.
So 17 for double 16. Indeed it is. On the outside of double 16. And again,
17.
but he's going to be back because Callan Rydz, after the bounce out and some poor shot selection, back on 221. But he can pressurise with a 140, but it mattered not last leg.
Double 16 found for a 13 darter. And the fact that Michael was disappointed not to get a 12 darter with his previous turn shows just how much he's asking of himself. But that's a 180 from Rydz. He's got 13 in this game. 8. It's been a brilliant scored performance, but the fact that Michael's back in again with a max of his own, it shows just what level he's at the later point of this match. This is immense. For maybe the best we've seen in play. Well, probably for about 18 months, in my opinion.
Misses out on another potential 9 darter. It's funny, Hawksby and Jacobs were at the Oki club on the Strand when the draw was made for round 1, and Andy Jacobs made mention of he was going to put a bet on Michael Van Gerwen just from interviewing him and getting the vibe about how ready and how focused MVG appeared to him to be ahead of this tournament.
96.
Well,
Callan, you require 96.
he's grown into this tournament all right. 96 for Rydz to hold throw, Nico.
Double 18 for a 96 out. He needs double 9. Misses it inside to leave 9. And Van Gerwen's on his favourite finish of 1-3. Hit to win his first Premier League. A 25. No 57 down south, so the shot is off. And Rydz must find this check out of 9, otherwise he'll go 2-0 down. Single 1 found, double 4. Bravo, Callan. Real guts there. On in set 7. But here comes Van Gerwen to start it like brilliantly again.
99.
Well, the first dart was perfect, but ended up with a just shy of 100 visit. Rydz blocking the treble 20 with the first dart, runs for cover on treble 19 and picks off 4 19s there. So nip and tuck in this third leg.
Well, the crowd got Callan across the line against Robert Owen in the last 16. He gave them the credit for that with the chants. The fact that he's English definitely helped.
55.
But he might need another 3,500 fans to get him over the line in this one. But it's not about winning 3 straight sets, it's about winning 2 straight legs. That's what he needs to do first.
The other thing, he doesn't seem to produce the derision that some players that are not from England get from certain elements of the crowd.
That's true.
Gerwen Price being the obvious example at times, although not necessarily today, I would say. Him and Dobie both got excellent support this afternoon. Now, Van Gerwen from 303, sticking to the treble 19s,
95.
but only finding 5 19s with that visit.
Well, this is the chance for Rydz.
It is, isn't it?
250. If he can bulldoze here into the max, which he does, that leaves 70. This is on the Van Gerwen throw. He's got to be blitz mode from now to the end. Otherwise, Van Gerwen will get a match start at some point. Great 140 from Michael. Can Rydz take the 70 for 2-1 up in the 7th? This is probably the biggest shot of his match. Small 18, followed by a 12 for tops. It cooperates! It's now 2-1 Rydz. Can he get the set? And now the English contingent of the crowd are back in tune.
Well, just goes to show you anything can happen in the next half hour. The old commander of Wasp was correct.
Anything can happen Wednesday. Like another maximum for Rydz, that's number 15. What a maximum performance. He's going to need lots more though, because Van Gerwen is basically Kevlar in disguise.
Well, the 9 darter
42.
falters at the 4th hurdle for Callan Rydz. And now MVG back in the red bit. He's got another maximum. He's catching Rydz up, you know. That's 15 to 10 in the maximum column. Still in favour of Rydz. You might go back to 16-10. He does. Oh, these two. Goodness me.
You know how they say 26 is a bad thing in darts? 26 maximums, that's not a bad thing, but now Rydz needs a flake. He's got 99, stick a flake in it, Callan. Get a set on the board with 2 tops. There's one, it's got lots of room, and it's a set to Rydz. Game back on. Incredible set that from Callan Rydz. He lost the previous one with 108 average. He's just won that one with 108 average. But Ian Danter, what did Michael do statistically when he lost the set?
Nelson, 111 average for the green machine. Not enough to prevent Rydz getting back within a set of his opponent. And Rydz will have the darts in the next set. 3-4 down, and we play to a conclusion next here on your home of darts on the radio. Don't go anywhere. This is talkSPORT 2. Happy New Year to you. It is 2025 and the first sporting champion of the year will be crowned here at Ali Pali on Friday, live on talkSPORT. Will either of these two be there in the final? Callan Rydz and Michael van Gerwen. It's 4-3 in sets to van Gerwen in a race to 5, but Rydz has just broken to get a set back, and now he has the darts in set 8. They're just throwing some practice darts, so let me run you through the half times in the EFL this afternoon. Adrian's taking around the grounds over on talkSPORT. In the Championship, Burnley 0, Stoke 0, Cardiff 1, Coventry 0, Leeds 0, Blackburn 0, Luton 0, Norwich 0, Portsmouth 2, Swansea 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, and West Brom 3, Preston 0. Hull, Middlesbrough 5:30 kick-off, and Sunderland, Sheffield United live on talkSPORT tonight at 8 o'clock, whilst we're bringing you the evening session of the darts here on talkSPORT 2. League 1 half-times, Barnsley 2, Wrexham 0, Blackpool 0, Shrewsbury 0, Bristol Rovers 1, Leyton Orient 2, Burton 2, Peterborough 1, Cambridge 0, Reading 1, Lincoln 0, Rotherham 0, Mansfield 2, Bolton 1, Northampton 0, Stevenage 0, Stockport 0, Birmingham 1, Wickham 0, Exeter 0. And in League 2, Accrington 1, Grimsby 2, Barrow 1, Bradford 1, Chesterfield 0, MK Dons 2, Crewe 1, Carlisle 1, Doncaster 1, Fleetwood 0, Harrogate 0, Salford 1, Morecambe 0, Tranmere 0, Notts County 1, the leaders Walsall 0, Port Vale 0, Cheltenham 0, and Swindon 1, Colchester 1. Paul Nicholson alongside me, Ian Danter just spotting some statistical evidence on Callan Rydz.
Yeah, he's leading the Ballon d'Or at the minute, which is the trophy for the most 180s in the tournament, but he's only a little bit ahead of Luke Littler, who was leading after the previous round, and Littler's got a game in hand. We saw last year Luke Humphries win the Ballon d'Or. Well, he played in the most games, and he had a fabulous time of it, winning the tournament for the first time. Now we go to a finish. 3 years ago, when Rydz was at this stage, he was 4-3 ahead against then one-time champion Peter Wright. He is 4-3 down here, but the most important thing, he's just broken van Gerwen for the first time in the match, set-wise.
So it would have given MVG a good deal to contemplate as he went backstage for that final comfort break. And Rydz almost in with a maximum, but the third dart deflects into small 5. Van Gerwen chasing around the board for a treble and finds a treble 18 in the end.
Do you know there's a lot of people who've been through the media doors over the last couple of weeks who say that if Van Gerwen doesn't win this tournament, they don't think he's going to win another one.
54.
Based on what?
They just don't think that time is his friend.
Okay.
I'm not one of those people.
60.
I still think Michael has got 10 years in him. I still think he's going to win 2.
You were showing me, because we're side stage here at Ali Pali. We've got a perfect view of how the players throw in profile, and the shock waves that go through Van Gerwen's right wrist and hand when he releases the dart.
Well, it's no wonder that he's had wrist issues, especially in the right wrist. The behaviour is anatomically weird. But it's 164 for Rydz. This is a slow start from Michael in this 8th set, and Rydz has got to take advantage of this. Make sure you aren't broken in this set, and you will take it the distance.
Yeah, Van Gerwen, 2 small 20s, the triceps tightening a little, but a lovely shot on Bull. He could be back for 142, but Rydz wants 64. Hits the treble 16 for double 8. It's a lovely 2-dart kill from Callan Rydz, and that is a comfortable hole for leg 1.
Listen to the noises that are made by the darts when they hit the board. That's your regulation thud from Van Gerwen, but listen to this from Rydz. That's a bit more. He throws the darts viciously.
60.
Yeah, there is more of a velocity to the dart. Not that Van Gerwen floats the darts into the board. And as I mentioned, the snap of the wrist and the fingers is quite alarming to see when you look at it in profile. But it gets the job done.
Sometimes the most unconventional technique can be world class. Look at Jim Furyk. Look at Phil Taylor. He was not conventional at all.
No.
Well, there's a 180 for Van Gerwen. That's his 11th, giving us 27 in the match. 82 after 9 for the man in MVG green, and Rydz outside a finish on 180.
Ball for double 16. Hits 25, so goes down to 17 to leave himself on tops, which he takes out. That's a lovely clutch finish from Van Gerwen there, and he levels it up in this 8th set. It's a 9-set match, 1-1.
Every dart player in the world loves a fuss-free 12 darter. That's exactly what that was to make it 1-1 in set 8. Michael's starting to kick in after a slow start in this set. Rydz has got to beware, because if he loses this set, he loses the match. Van Gerwen is trying to sprint to the line.
Very important pick-off of 6/19s there from Rydz, because he had a trebleless visit with which to start. But Van Gerwen looking to fill her up. There it is, maximum number 12. And he has a lead of more than a dart on Callan Rydz after 6 apiece.
Can Rydz leave a finish from 307? Oh, he can. What a great last dart. 167, but he's only 20 ahead. Van Gerwen smells blood here. And this audience, some of them are sitting, 57. Some of them are standing. They're not even sure who to cheer for.
So 167 for Rydz. Won't go, small 20. Picks off 57 downstairs though, and tries for 54 on treble 18. Now, treble 20, treble 20, double 5. He's had this finish before and not taken it. Can still get bullseye if he can hit treble 20 here. Oh, he's underneath again. Hits bullseye at the end of the throw anyway.
This is massive. Van Gerwen is waiting on tops after 12. Rydz, to keep him at bay, needs tops with 1. That is so impressive. Under the pressure that he was feeling there, Rydz has delivered again. Best start of the match.
Boy, oh boy. And 3 darts right on top of the wire from MVG as he starts leg 4. Can Rydz take advantage here? Well, only a ton, so he's not really taken full advantage there of MVG's trebleless visit.
Can you imagine averaging 103 over 33 legs, hitting 16 maximums, and having to hit that tops just to stay in the match? That's how good this is.
Incredible.
Here it goes
quality.
again. Another one, number 17. Are we going to go the distance? It may depend on what Van Gerwen does here. He's in for a max from 307. Gets one. 127 for him when he comes back, and Rydz will now put the pressure on Michael. It's like a yo-yo.
Can he get down to a finish, Callan? Looks at the scoreboard at 201. Picks off treble 19. Single 7 lets the throw down a bit, but he is on a finish. 127 Van Gerwen. Hits the treble 20. Oh, it's treble 2 and he was looking for treble 17.
Well, Rydz finished the last set with tops. On 137 that he's got here, if he gets a treble 19 to start, tops will be the shot again. Downstairs he goes, doesn't get the 57. He's got a treble 3. He's gone next door this time. And now we're looking at 2-2 in set number 8. This is massive.
Double top for Van Gerwen. Yes, beautifully done. So, Rydz has got a hold. How's his nerve? Can he hold that as well as throw? Starts with a 1-2-5.
Well, this is the tail of the tape. Rydz holds. We have set 9. If he doesn't, Van Gerwen is into a semi-final of a PDC World Championship again for a 9th time.
And Van Gerwen certainly isn't showing any signs of pressure, but nor is Rydz. Pops in a 140.
How has he hit that 140? He had a blocker, then he went past it twice. Here comes Van Gerwen though. A 14th maximum. He's on 188. Rydz is a dart behind.
236 less these for Rydz. He's hit a treble, so he's on a finish. Another 140. 2 in succession for Rydz to leave him on a 2-dart kill.
He's going to have to hit that 96 because Van Gerwen's looking to leave something small. He's left 48 for the match. If Rydz does not hit 96, this is one of the biggest shots of his career right now.
Double 18, Callan Rydz, way inside. Double 9, why is it on the outside? That may be the chance gone. And he knows it. Van Gerwen for the match. 16 for double 16. He's way outside, one dart left, gets it! Michael van Gerwen is through to another World Championship semi-final after another high-quality contest this afternoon at Alexandra Palace. It wasn't to be for the Riot Callan Rydz, but a lovely hug between the two players. And the Riot, he contributed so much to that encounter, both players averaging 103 and averaging over 45% in terms of their checkout percentage. But MVG showed signs of the old MVG, Paul Nicholson.
Absolutely. And remember what Chris Mason was saying earlier? He's getting better game on game. That will give him so much confidence when he takes on somebody else from Bedlington in the semi-finals in Chris Dobie. I honestly can't remember the last time I saw Van Gerwen play that well in set format. It's been years. But Rydz, he will leave with his head held high. Van Gerwen was pushed and has prevailed. But Rydz, my word, what a performance. 17 180s, 103.88, 46% on doubles. And it wasn't good enough. Van Gerwen had the timing, and he got one shot to break Rydz in the last set, and he took it.
It doesn't matter that you may not have won a ranking tournament this year. You're still the highest ranked player in these World Championships. And he's brought that to bear here in this encounter, because other opponents would have buckled under that pressure from Callan Rydz.
Oh, absolutely. Rydz has put in possibly the best performance of his career there, and it still wasn't good enough against the generational king that is Michael. That will mean so much to Michael, because he has just given the entire doubters of this darting world something that I can't even express.
So he is into the semi-final against Chris Dobie, and he averaged 107 in that final set to see it over the line. He started with a 154 checkout right very early doors, didn't bother with another ton plus finish, didn't need to, because usually after 9 darts he was down to a 2-dart kill, Nico.
That's this morning, and I thought that there was a line on there not being a finish of over 143, because I thought the scoring would be heavy from both. It really was. But we had 2 finishes over 130 in this match. 135 early on from Rydz, the 154 even earlier from Michael. But they went blow for blow. The game is something that a lot of people will want to listen to again and again and again. And too many times over a few years, Michael has lost games like that. That was what the game was like against Cross in 2018 in the semi-final. And ironically, he was on to win that game there. If he didn't, there's every possibility he loses that game.
I don't know whether Nico's teaming me up here, but you can listen to that game again on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. If you missed of it, you want to relive the drama, then you can find this match and the brilliant match between Dobie and Price on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. There'll be an interview up there now with Chris Dobie after his win to get through to the semi-finals. And we'll soon have an interview with Van Gerwen that will go up on the same page. And there's watch-alongs of tonight's games. That's all thanks to the new Top Trumps Darts Legends game. So now we can look ahead to tonight's entertainment, Nico. We'll be back at 7 o'clock with the other 2 big semi-finals. Peter Wright and Stephen Bunting have had words with one another. Peter Wright saying he's not a big star, is he, Stephen Bunting? He's not the people's champion. And Stephen Bunting saying, well, you know, fair enough. He's trying not to get involved the same way that Luke Humphries did. And this, as we've said on our Aces and Arrows podcast, is an attempt at self-motivation by Peter Wright.
Michael is leaving the stage right now, and he's trying to keep it in, but he wants to bubble. And I don't blame him. He's an emotional guy, is Michael. He's desperately trying to keep something in. I think he's going to need 5 minutes, you know, because the amount of confidence he's going to get from that is going to be immeasurable. And he is someone who can win 3 games in a row like that. He's going to have a chance to win his second tomorrow. But about Bunting, Yeah, he's very humble. He's just a lad from Merseyside who was unbelievable at darts at the age of about 11 or 12. When he was 16, he was a county player for the A team for Merseyside, amongst some England internationals and some Merseyside greats. That was over 25 years ago, Dance. We're starting to see the Stephen Bunting that he's always wanted to be. Masters champion. Made the semi-finals in 2021. But he's a better player than he was 3 or 4 years ago. He's probably more ready to win this than ever. And Peter Wright has got to be wary of that. If he doesn't play the way he did in the previous round, then Stephen Bunting will beat him.
That's first up tonight. Peter Wright against Stephen Bunting. So join us from 7 p.m. for all the build-up and then that first match. And then after that, Luke Littler, the Nuke, last year's beaten finalist, takes on Nathan Aspinall in an all-English affair.
Yeah, I got a prediction for that one. I think Littler wins. I think he makes tomorrow's semis because he's playing better than Aspinall. It's just all I want to say on that, apart from this one thing. I am sensing a 9 tonight for Littler. He hit one in Bahrain against Aspinall at the start of 2024. Sometimes when you hit 9s, it's about the person you're hitting them against as well. You think about James Wade. How many people have hit 9s against James Wade? It's abnormal. So when it comes to Littler against Aspinall, I think he might get a perfect leg tonight.
Well, we've come close this afternoon. MVG had a couple of opportunities to give us a 9 and earn £60,000 for prostate cancer, £60,000 for himself and £1,000 for an audience member. But as the afternoon session crowd drifts away into the village and maybe out into the rather rainy Muswell Hill afternoon, we prepare for the evening session. So myself, Nico, Chris Mason and Mark Wilson will be back with you at 7 o'clock tonight with the evening session, which is first up Peter Wright against Stephen Bunting, followed by Luke Littler against Nathan Aspinall. Complete tomorrow night's semi-final lineup. And just a marquee card when it comes to the and the final Thursday and Friday, all that will be live over on talkSPORT to round off the PDC World Darts. Speaking of talkSPORT right now, if you want to carry on with the live sport updates, Adrian Durham taking you around the grounds at the moment with Game Day Live on a very busy day in the EFL. We're back at 7 o'clock, but next up on talkSPORT 2, it's the wonderful series Cult Heroes with Danny Kelly in the chair. Keep it talkSPORT 2.